Hey, how's it going? I'm back in the video, and today I'm talking about how the Toronto Raptors could potentially be the next super team. Now, with the season, I'm pretty sure starting tomorrow, this is going to be the last video I do make series. I pretty much got through all the teams that most people really wanted, that really were voting for on the polls. Like, that's pretty much the videos I really wanted to get through. I got through those pretty much, and this is gonna be the last video for the next Super Team series, obviously until next year. But if you are new to this channel and you don't really know what this series is about, this is pretty much a series where I go through every single team in the NBA, where I highlight the biggest strengths of their teams, highlight how they could potentially be very good next year. Now, I do this type of video for teams like the Suns, the Knicks, the Pelicans, and all sorts of other teams in the entire NBA. So don't think I'm being a bandwagon. Don't think obviously, most likely, the Raptors might not be the best team in the league next year, but this is pretty much me saying how they could potentially be good in the next season. So yeah, so don't get so mad in the comment section. Please listen to the intro, because there are a lot of people that comment below, this never gonna happen. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just a title. Listen to the intro and you understand. But yeah, that's pretty much what the series is about, and what this video is going to be about. And so without further ado, without running on too much, just get right into this video. Alright, so my first reason for this video is going to be that they have something to prove. Now, what I mean by this is that Kawhi Leonard, with the loss of him in free agency, everybody is counting the Raptors out. Everybody is saying that this team that just won the NBA Finals has a chance to not even make the playoffs this year. Well, that should be enough motivation for players like Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam, and Marc Gasol. They should all use that as motivation to really go out there and show that, hey, we're still a very good team, we're still a talented team, and that we can still win even without Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green. As I mean, you still look at it, they have a lot of talent on that roster still, and when you give someone like Marc Gasol, Kyle Lowry, and Siakam something to prove, and you really give a team like that to play for and feel like the underdogs, well, I mean, that's very, very dangerous to run into a team like that, because, I mean, a team that feels like they're the underdogs and that they're always fighting up an uphill battle are always going to be the scrappy ones playing with the most heart, and with a team that's an underdog plus has that much talent on that roster, I mean, you almost have to say that they're going to have a very good season just because of how much they're going to be playing. And if they do use this as motivation, I think that they could have a very, very good season, as like I said, a team that has something to prove that feels like an underdog is extremely dangerous. Now, if you do watch football, we saw this kind of a couple years ago with the Eagles. They lost Carson Wentz, everybody counted them out, but they embraced the underdog mentality. They won the Super Bowl. Maybe the Raptors can do a little bit something like this in the NBA. They lose Kawhi Leonard, everybody counts them out. They say they don't stand a chance, and Siakam, Gasol, and Lowry are able to shock the world, and are able to have a nice playoff run because of this motivation that they are using. But now my second reason for this video is going to be that they still have a lot of talent on this roster. Despite losing a superstar in Kawhi Leonard and a very good role player in Danny Green, this roster is still extremely, extremely talented. As I mean, just look at it. Kyle Lowry, Marc Gasol, and Pascal Siakam. That's their big three by far, but they are also supported by great role players as well that I would be getting to a little bit farther, but they're one of their better role players, Serge Ibaka. I mean, the dude is an absolute beast off the bench, and I think he's just one of the best bench players in the entire NBA, and would probably start for a lot of players. But I mean, that just goes to show you that although they don't have a real superstar, Siakam's probably the only one that has potential to become a superstar on that roster right now. But I mean, seeing that they don't really have one right now, and them still being as talented as they are, they have by far enough talent to go make a deep playoff push in the East. The Eastern Conference, let's be honest, outside of Philadelphia, outside of Milwaukee, and obviously the obvious teams like Boston and all of them, I mean, outside of those probably top 4 or 5 teams, the East is wide open. So I mean, it's going to be a very, very fun thing to watch, and I think for sure the Raptors have enough talent to make the playoffs, and maybe even get to the second or maybe even the conference finals round. And I mean, once you get to the conference finals round, you never know what can happen from there. So I mean, with how much talent they have, and if they're playing with that underdog mentality, I will see it very, very hard for teams to beat them in a 7-game series when it does come around to playoff time. But now my third reason for this video, and probably the biggest strength of this roster, is their bench. And their bench is still an elite level. As I mean, yes, they lost Kawhi Leonard and Green, which forces them to put OJ Anunoby and Fred VanVleet, I'm pretty sure, into the starting lineup, but they still have a bench that consists of Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, Norman Powell, Serge Ibaka, Stanley Johnson, Johnson and Patrick McCaw. Patrick McCaw, I mean, he's just a good luck charm. Wherever he goes, they win NBA championships. Stanley Johnson is a very good 3-and-D player, very good defensive player. Serge Ibaka is still a very elite defensive player, but he can also go out there and get you around 15 points a game off the bench. Norman Powell had an extremely good NBA Finals series and played very, very strong and showed that he's very good. And Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, he showed with the Brooklyn Nets that he has tons and tons of potential, and I think the Brooklyn Nets are going to regret giving up Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, and I think that he could potentially be one of the best free agent signings that the Raptors have made in a long time, especially with losing Kawhi and Danny Green, needing to fill in some of those holes. And Hollis-Jefferson is kind of a great value. Kawhi Leonard, he can't shoot the three as much, but he can slash very well, is very athletic, can block shots, and plays very good defense. So I mean, with that being said, I think this bench is still going to be one of the best units in the entire NBA. I think they're still top 15 in talent, maybe even a top 10 in talent team in the entire league, and that they have something to prove with that much talent. They're just going to be a very, very dangerous team going into the NBA this season. But unfortunately, guys, that's going to be for this video. So comment below, do you agree with me? Do you think that they could be the next super team? How do you think they will be the next super team? Did I miss any strengths? Do you think I'm wrong on any of them? On your thoughts in the comment section below. And comment below, are you excited for this NBA season? Because I am. I'm finally, I mean, around into summer at this point, I mean, without the NBA season going on, there's not many stories to go off of, there's not many things to go off of, and that's why this series is so important to my channel, because it really does help with video ideas to make during this off season and off time from the NBA. But with the NBA starting up just tomorrow, or when you're watching this video today, I think, personally, the videos are really going to start ramping up, and I'm going to have a lot more ideas coming through as well. So be on the lookout for those, and I hope you have a blessed day. Cut out a blessed day, so you need to have a blessed day. All glory to God. If you like the video, aim point a like button and subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. And like I said, that's going to be it for this video. So goodbye, boo, blah.